Yes, sir. Mod Tricker, back up in this thing, man. Today, we'll be diving into one of the deepest rabbit holes yet, man. Today, I'm reacting to some creepy TikToks that just might turn you into a skeptic. But before we hop into that, man, go ahead and spam that like button right now so we can run our numbers up on the algorithm. And you ain't even gotta think about it later. And if you haven't already, man, go ahead and hit that sub button, man. Sub up, join the family. I promise you, this is the most lit and active community on YouTube, period, man. And to everybody who's already subbed up, you already know I appreciate each and every one of you guys for helping me build this community from the ground up. But with that being said, guys, let's hop straight into the episode.
Monday, July 3rd was the hottest day in the world ever recorded. It's hot out there on an unprecedented level. Monday, July the 3rd was the hottest day ever recorded around the world, according to data from the US-based National Centers for Environmental Prediction. The world's average temperature reached 17 degrees Celsius or 62 degrees Fahrenheit, which scientists say is the highest since records began. Experts say the hottest day is only the first in a series of new climate records to be set this year. This heatwave was made 30 times more likely due to the climate crisis, according to World Weather Attribution.
I know it's hot, but the hottest day ever recorded in history, bro. The situation is getting critical.
This is The Weeknd's most recent concert, and you won't believe me when I say this, but there is some demonic energy being harvested here. And after watching his new show, The Idol, which I'll be making a video on, this makes total sense. I mean, you have people fully clothed in robes dancing in circles around this floating figure. And you'll see what The Weeknd is wearing towards the end of the video, but just watch this.
I find it strange that all of these top artists have people dressed in robes dancing in circles at their shows now all of a sudden, but that's just my observation. I support a good protest, but I'm going home once the lions get released. I just feel bad for the cow, bro. That's like baseball size hell.
La ilaha illallah. Вон. Здесь. Вон, идут они. Вон, машалла, машалла, машалла. Я не знаю, что это такое. Аллаху акбар. Пусть кто-нибудь объяснит, если не ангелы. Что это такое? Много ангелов, братья, рядами. Такбир! Мана фаристаля, Аллаху акбар. Как волны в море они ходят туда-сюда, рядами ходят они, как Аллах обещал в Коране, так они и ходят рядами. Лейко, Аллаху акбар. Аллаху акбар. Аллаху акбар. Allahu Akbar. شوف.
It looked like some sort of high frequency electromagnetic wave moving through the cloud or something.
There are a lot of questions tonight after the Secret Service found what's believed to be a bag of cocaine at the White House. Sources tell CBS News it was discovered in a common workspace in the West Wing on Sunday night. The area is accessible to tour groups. Now, the Secret Service is investigating just how it got there. The president and his family were at Camp David Sunday night.
I'm pretty sure if you visit the White House, they give you a full body examination before they let you in. So to me, this looks like somebody who doesn't have to go through security checks.
This woman saw something on her flight that no one else could see. This happened moments before takeoff. This woman was on an American Airlines flight when out of nowhere she got up and claimed she saw someone at the back of the plane that wasn't real.
What? or they cannot believe it.
People on the plane were confused and some even started to worry because no one knew what she was talking about.
You're back there is not real. And you can sit on this plane and you can with them or not. I'm not going to.
The woman ended up canceling her flight and got off. This incident delayed the flight by 3 hours and people weren't happy. Now the reason the flight was delayed was because the crew had to check to make sure nothing was suspicious on the plane. Plus weather conditions worsened, so that added to the delay. A lot of people are saying they would have gotten off of the flight, comparing this situation to the movie Final Destination, where basically unexplainable things happen and the flight ends up crashing. And right now it's still unclear if the woman was possibly on something that made her act this way or if she actually saw some type of creature or ghost.
With flights being this expensive right now, I don't know too many people willing to hop off and pay that cancellation fee, so maybe she really did see something.
Region. So folks in the orchard industry, even backyard gardeners, should take care of their plants. You can see scattered showers still showing up on the Pacific Northwest radar throughout the region. The heaviest, of course, well to our north. Here in southern Oregon and northern California, we've got a bit of an unusual situation. Now, this first portion of the radar cycle fairly bland and typical, but then you see these bands of very distinct cloud cover moving into the region. That is not rain, that is not snow, believe it or not. Military aircraft flying through the region dropping chaff. Small bits of aluminum, sometimes it's made of plastic or even metallicized paper products, but it's used as an anti-radar issue, and obviously they're up there practicing. Now, they won't confirm that, but I was in the Marine Corps for many years, and I'll tell you right now, that's what it is. 50 in Medford right now, 48.
That definitely wasn't on a teleprompter, bro. He just risked it all to tell us that.
What the hell did I just take a photo of with my telescope? Looks like an atom, man. Look at that.
It looked like he just made a groundbreaking discovery. We got to get him a job at NASA.
Welcome to the secret underbelly of London. For the most part, you would never see this, only at low tide. Now, this is another location. I showed you a location before, and that was on the south bank of the Thames. Now, this one is on the north bank. This is a second spot where you can find these secret emblems. Now, as I said, for the most part, these will be underwater, and they won't be visible, but on the low tide, they reveal themselves. Now, each post has 3 emblems, and each emblem is different to the next. And each one of these emblems tells a story. And you have to decipher and decode the story by looking at what's on these emblems. And then their true meaning reveals themselves. Let me know your thoughts.
I don't know why, but to me, these kind of look like they could be clues to find some sort of hidden treasure.
Wait, so the CEO of Bud Light has the strangest path. All right, so he went to this place called Bucknell University, and then in 2006, he went to Harvard Business School. But let's see what he did in between those two. He just happened to be in the CIA. And then I guess the Harvard degree fast-tracked him to senior management, and then less than 10 years later, he was the CEO. The CIA to Harvard pipeline strikes again.
That's a very odd career change, bro. He might have been planted there.
Man, look at this. These are bugs, bro. Look, people stopping, bro. It's crazy, man. I'm trying to just go play basketball. Look at this.
It's not just smoke from Canada filling our skies. Swarms of insects filling the New York skies. They were simply inescapable. Anyone outside knows that. It may be tough to see the tiny critters on video. I was one of those swarmed by the buggers. They appeared around much of Manhattan and Brooklyn, causing something of a nuisance to anyone outside. The complaints started in small numbers. Some complained that this was a tad like some sort of biblical plague.
Well, given the kind of their translucent yellowish greenish color, that would be aphids. Now, they flourish in some shrubbery that's actually west and north of New York State. And you know what? We've had more of a northwest flow the last couple of days. So, you know, have some of those been carrying down into the tri-state area a possibility?
I'd be alarmed if I lived in New York right now, bro. That's like the second or third plague they got this year.
Before I get I'm about to panic in about 3, 2, 1. What the is going on here?
Flying Spirit is risky enough as it is. This would be cause for me to panic.
Passengers were suspended for hours, some for 3, when this carnival ride stalled on its tracks mid-loop in Wisconsin.
He's like the hostage negotiator.
Affiliate WJFW reported 8 riders were trapped upside down on the Fireball attraction at the Forest County Festival.
There's an old guy in the first one.
Officials cited a mechanical failure with the ride, but the exact cause is unclear.
This is just scary. They've been up there for an hour. So that guy's up there just talking to the people, trying to keep them calm. That guy's grinding some kind of metal steel thing.
EMS treated multiple patients on the scene, and one was transported to a nearby hospital. According to officials, the ride operator said the roller coaster had recently been inspected on site by the state of Wisconsin.
There we go. There we go. I think that's what they're going to do.
I would pass out from all that blood rushing in my head, bro. They need to update that inspection checklist quick.
Well, well, well. We meet again, sir. How are you? Yeah, back up. Yeah. I thought.
I wouldn't be surprised if that robot took a picture of his face so he can come back with a vengeance later.
Did the CIA use psychic spies? A declassified document revealed the CIA's Project Stargate was indeed a real and documented program. It was a classified project conducted by the Central Intelligence Agency in the 1970s through the 1990s. The project's main objective was to investigate the potential military and intelligence applications of psychic phenomena, particularly remote viewing. Under Project Stargate, the CIA engaged in research and experimentation with individuals who claimed to possess psychic abilities, such as the ability to perceive distant locations or events beyond normal human senses. The program involved conducting remote viewing sessions where these psychic spies were tasked with describing specific targets or locations, often hidden from their view.
I'm sure this project was ended in the 90s, but I find it hard to believe that they just stopped this research completely.
What strange has happened with Putin? Do you see it? Look at the microphone and his hand goes completely through it. Right through it. Putin is not there. Look at it again. The man is a hologram. Oh my God.
Honestly, if I had a hologram that could sit in on meetings, bro, I would use it too, so I get it. But this makes me wonder how widespread this is being used.
Interestingly, a geologist who was traveling with us in Egypt made an astute observation that connects the wedge and chisel method to the stone nub phenomenon found around the world. On many megalithic sites, we can find both large and small stone nubs, or protrusions, coming out of the blocks, and it's a mystery that's been explored by many researchers. If your quarrying method is wedge and chisel with the aim to split stone blocks, then it's incredibly unlikely that you'll end up with a nub as a result. Wedge and chisel quarrying either splits the stone in a mostly straight line, or it fails, and only a chunk of stone is removed. A good example of a failure is seen here, when an attempt to split a slab from the huge megalithic granite blocks of the Osirion failed, leaving only the corner removed. You just don't get nubs from wedge and chisel quarrying, and it's a seemingly obvious connection when you think about it, but it's not one that I'd made before.
I feel like Egyptologists can barely even date the pyramids, so I doubt they actually know how they were built, but a wedge and chisel definitely ain't it. It feels like biblical-sized storms like this are becoming a norm in 2023, bro.
There is a theory that at some point in the near future, global elites will use hidden and highly sophisticated technology to simulate an extraterrestrial invasion on Earth in order to assert their dominance and conquer the world. When the staged extraterrestrial invasion begins, a false messiah will emerge amidst the chaos in each country. And this individual will have the power to protect the people and halt the invasion. The false messiah will then become the leader of the New World religion, ultimately uniting the world under a single religion as the Antichrist, as described in Apocalypse. The increased presence of UFOs in recent years is seen as a sign that global elites are training their system to be flawlessly prepared for the final invasion. Additionally, the growing development of advanced technologies, such as artificial intelligence and 5G, is believed to be aimed at perfecting a simulated extraterrestrial invasion that will deceive the entire planet into believing in the false messiah.
From what we've seen on this channel, it seems like they got all the technology warmed up and ready to go for this, but let me know what you guys think.
Travis Scott has a music video of him acting like he's God, and it's ironic because the name of the song is Stop Trying to Be God. The music video starts off with him leading a herd of sheep and then immediately points towards the sky where he's posing to be a god. After that, the sheep basically become people because he does something and then they all do the same. After this, a bunch of people line up to be baptized by him. I mean, what the heck is this? In part 3, I'm going to post an interview where someone straight up asks him why people think his music is satanic, and his answer is very interesting.
He's still at it. I thought he would be done with this after Astroworld. They all look disturbing, especially that clip with the primordial ooze, bro. No.
I know y'all hear the footsteps. I'm like shaking already. So early in the morning too. See, I know you hear them pacing in there. Nah, get out of here, man. Hello? I'm like freaking out.
This clip is questionable because he didn't look behind the door, but I don't think I could ever get comfortable living with a ghost, bro. I would have to find new living arrangements.
They're still out there. Where did it go? Where did it go? There's somebody still out there.
This makes my anxiety about the ocean even worse. He had a little sass to that walk too. He meant business.
Which is the CEO of a company called D-Wave.
Most successful theory of nature makes, and that is that there are an enormous number, mind-bogglingly large number, of parallel realities, as real as this one, that have different consistent histories. So imagine a world where all of the laws of physics as we know them are obeyed, but different decisions were made along the way. Different decisions at the level of tiny microscopic particles, different decisions all the way up to what you chose to eat for lunch and whether you chose to come to this session or not. Quantum mechanics makes a very specific prediction that all of those are as real as the thing that you remember. And this is bizarre because we don't see those other things. But science has reached the point now where we can build machines that exploit those other worlds. And quantum computers are perhaps the most exciting of all of these.
So yeah, there you have it. Yordi Rose says we can collaborate with parallel worlds using quantum computers and accelerate in our technologies. Now personally, I think the whole parallel universe idea is actually a facade to hide what's really going on. Through these quantum computers, I believe they are collaborating with the spiritual wickedness in high places that the Bible speaks of. I don't believe in parallel realities, but I do believe in a world that's parallel to ours, because the Bible and many other cultures speak of a world that's parallel to ours, the spiritual world.
I feel like messing around with a parallel universe is just opening Pandora's box, bro. I don't see anything good coming from this. I don't like that at all, bro. Is he trained to walk like that? With that much rain, it looked like they had harp in full effect. I would WD-40 those hinges so fast, bro. We not about to go through this.
So what they did is they had, a camera looking at a space with people in it. That's sort of like coming in from one eye. The other eye is the radio signals, so sonar from the Wi-Fi router. And they just learned to predict, like, this is where the human beings are. Then they took away the camera, so all the AI had was the language of radio signals bouncing around a room, and this is what they're able to reconstruct. Real-time 3D pose estimation, right? So suddenly AI has turned every Wi-Fi router into a camera that can work in the dark, specially tuned for tracking living beings.
Hey, this is strangely similar to the technology they used in The Dark Knight to track down the Joker, bro, and that movie came out over a decade ago.
The baby blue ritual is the scariest ritual that anyone can do. The way that this ritual works is very similar to Bloody Mary. You start this ritual by turning off all of your lights and locking the door. Then you stand in front of a mirror and hold out your arms like you're rocking a baby, and you repeat the words baby blue, 13 times. By the way, it's vital when you're repeating this that you do not make a mistake. If the ritual is done right, you will eventually feel an invisible baby in your arms. Now this baby will continue to get heavier as it grows larger, and apparently this baby can even scratch your arms. Now before the invisible baby gets too heavy, you're supposed to take it and flush it down the toilet, and then run out of the bathroom. If you don't leave the bathroom fast enough, you'll supposedly see a woman in the mirror, and she will yell, "Give me back my baby." And according to urban legends, if you still have the baby in your arms when this woman appears, you'll no longer be able to do anything because the woman kind of, Now, even though this ritual is very dangerous, I will be playing it. If you want to be notified when I play, just click there.
I don't know how this game is supposed to be amusing at all, but good luck to him. He should probably stop doing that, bro. They look fully ready to mobilize.
Famous one is the all-American breakfast. You get your eggs, you get your bacon, you get your sausages, you get your orange juice, you get your milk. But 100 years ago, that wasn't breakfast. That wasn't the American breakfast. A breakfast wasn't a thing. Edward Benet, known as the father of propaganda, launched the breakfast campaign because the meat industry came to him and said, dude, we're slacking on meat sales. What can we do? So he's like, it's too hard to convince the average person. I need to go to the people that are already sources of authority. So what did he go and do? He went and convinced who? The doctors, the pediatricians, that breakfast was the most essential diet. With all these studies and all these experiments and all this bullshit, it was all paid propaganda. So Edward Benet launches the breakfast propaganda campaign and turns breakfast into a rousing success. He did it as well with cigarettes.
I wonder how much money they had to pay him to do this, because I'm sure the meat industry made billions from this campaign. I'm not sure if this one is CGI or not, but the figure on the left is definitely extremely tall, man. Let me know if you guys think this is a real giant.
Something that no one talks about. When the glaciers melt, where does the water go? You know the answer, just...
Into the ocean?
Back in the ocean. Okay, so, but this is now non-salty water going into the ocean. So you're mixing fresh water with brackish water. And they occupy different places in the vertical profile of the ocean. And because salt water is heavier than fresh water. So fresh water occupies the top. Right. But it's not as salty as the water at the below. And there are circulations in the ocean. The combinations of all these circulations create the stability of the ocean. If you disrupt that, oh my gosh.
I feel like this is a part of Earth's natural cycles, but I definitely don't think we should do anything to speed it up.
Could Michael Jackson be walking among us in disguise? In 2015, Michael Jackson's son, Prince Jackson, and Omar Badi, who grew up alongside Michael, organized a boat party. It was very hot, and everyone was walking around in short-sleeve t-shirts. But one of them was standing in a long-sleeve shirt, tie, pants, and fedora. As you know, Michael Jackson was allergic to the sun and could not stand in the sun without a hat and umbrella. So who was this person? Was so camouflaged in this heat? Is Michael Jackson still with us? If he's alive, he has to go disguised to spend time with his family. If you are wondering who this mysterious person is, wait for the second part.
They say MJ was the master of disguises, but you can't get more obvious than wearing a full suit to a boat party.
We'll then get ready to oil the track. He hangs out the front of the train.
We locked the lock bar, so this is locked. I just get in here and put my knee against the pad and brace myself.
Gino has to make this run twice, once for each side of the track.
Growing up as a kid, I was afraid of coasters, especially the Jackrabbit. My first job was working on the Jackrabbit. Ended up being a manager for 3 years.
They better give him Employee of the Month, bro. I don't think I've ever seen somebody more dedicated to the job. But with that being said, guys, that was the video. Thank you for coming to kick it with me. Let me know what you guys thought about these creepy TikToks in the comments below. And until next time, y'all take care of yourself.